We're here at 11821 Wutzke Street in the city of Garden Grove, about to begin our initial sewer inspection. There's a little image of the front of the property. We will be utilizing a 3-inch directional cleanout here in the front entryway. We also have 2 directional cleanouts down further on the patio, which we'll hopefully be able to pass. And we'll see if we can get a clear image of the sewer line and hopefully make it out to the city connection point. Okay, so we will zero out our footage counter and try to get an accurate length from our access point here to the city connection point. And some minor roots. Got some minor roots right away, about 5 feet out from our cleanout. Again, there's some small stragglers coming in here at our next hub, 4 feet from the first hub. Here we are downstream at the 2 other cleanouts that were installed further in the patio. This is most likely where they had like a pretty major offset or a break in the line. They probably just had to do a spot repair and added 2 additional cleanouts further down. But that's good to see. It means they were aware of problems before and had them repaired. See some more root intrusion here, approximately 26.5, 27 feet. There's actually a lot of buildup on the bottom of this pipe. Large amount of buildup here. This is definitely not. Wow. Okay. So we have a large amount of human waste and paper that's built up here. What we're gonna try and do. Actually, that's funny. There is no hose bit. Oh, actually, yeah, we do have a hose. We're gonna go ahead and run some water down the cleanout and see if we can't get some of this out of the way. Let's see. We're able to pass it, but it's going to block out the whole entire camera, so we won't be able to see anything. So we'll run some water down and hopefully get a clear image here. There we go. See if we can force all this down. Kill the water, see if we can get a better look at it. That scale buildup, or what looks like flaking at the bottom of the pipe, that's probably just from lack of water going down for some time. I believe this property's been getting worked on for a while now, so it's probably just dried up pretty good. Let's still are holding water. I'm expecting to see some roots coming in at some point, or whatever was holding up all that paper and waste. There we go. Not sure what exactly that is. Okay, looks like we probably have a pretty good sized root ball right here. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so we got a ton of roots right here. Looks like they're taking up the entire diameter of the 4-inch sewer line. We're able to pop a hole just at the bottom of it and get some water moving, but definitely going to be an issue in the future. I mean, it's, as you already saw in the initial pass, it was definitely blocking up a lot of waste. So we'll try and work this to make a temporary path for all the water and waste to go down. A little bit better of an image of it. See if we can get the water to still drain down. There it is. Okay, well that's quite a big root ball. Again, as mentioned, that's taken up the entire diameter of the line, and that did stop everything from being able to flow down. We can definitely pass through. We'll still try and make it out to our city connection point. Got more build up here. Got another root ball. This one's not as bad as the last one that we just passed, but you can see it is taking up quite a bit of the right-hand side wall of the clay piping. There we go. There's a little bit better of an image of it. More right there. Again, we'll try and push as much of this out as we possibly can. We'll run a little bit of water, down the line just to see if we can get the camera head cleaned up again. All of this buildup that we're seeing here, though, is probably caused by that first root ball that we saw. Because it's not allowing much water to go down, that means that no waste or anything can actually be evacuated down to the city connection. Alright. We will turn the water off, see if we can make it out. Wait for that to slow down. There's all of that solid buildup that we were talking about being on the bottom of the pipe. This is kind of what happens when water stops flowing through sewer lines or drain lines. Is all the debris that's already inside of the line starts to solidify and create these little cakes on the walls of the clay. We're going to run a little bit more water down again, see if we can get all this out of the way so that we can at least see what we're working with here. Alright, I think we might have pushed it, so we'll turn off the water, see what we got. Perfect. Looks like we got most of that scale out of there, and that actually puts us right here at our city saddle. So this sewer line is approximately 52 feet from our access here at the first 3-inch clean out in the entryway. As we've clearly seen, this line does have quite a bit of roots that are getting inside of the system, and they are hindering the flow of any waste or debris going down the drain line. This is going to continue to be an issue unless those root systems are addressed. At the very least, we're definitely going to recommend having this sewer line hydrojetted to cut out all those roots and force them into the city sewer, but also apply a liberal amount of root X poison. And what that's going to do is the roots will start feeding off of that poison, and it'll work its way back up the root system, and that's going to prolong the amount of time before those roots actually start to grow back into the system. We would recommend to have also an epoxy liner installed inside of this system, just because there are so many roots getting inside, but we know that is a very extensive process, and because these cleanouts are underneath concrete, that might not be doable at this point, but we'll go ahead and provide an estimate to also have that done. So we will go ahead and begin our pull back, see if there's anything that we might have missed, and we'll try and get some image of those root balls again, just for the video recording. Okay, so here's a decent sized one. You can see some of that scale stuck inside of the root ball. There it is. Yeah. See quite a bit of it here. That's definitely going to be an issue. We're going to run a little bit more water, clean off the camera head. With this much debris inside of the line, it constantly cakes up the camera screen. I think we're about to be coming up on that major root ball that's really slowing. Yep, here we are. And that's slowing down the whole entire system. It's a pretty big one. This is back at the clean out that's downstream from the front door. Alright, and that is going to conclude our inspection. All comments that have been made are going to be recorded on the inspection sheet as well as this commentary.